Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. We must discuss some breaking news involving Anthony Edwards and his new ad for Adidas, where he came at several people. He said he keeping receipts. One of those names, I think that was most notable that he took the biggest shot at was Cameron, the legendary leader of Dipset, the Diplomats. I mean, this is a hip hop icon. You understand? I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, people really need to do their homework on Cam. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Before Cameron even got in to this whole sports media thing, I used to always listen to Cameron. I grew up on Dipset. It was Dipset, The Locks, and G Unit. You understand? And you always wanted to see them go on tour one day, but they could never get things together. But nonetheless, Anthony Edwards, man, he said he keeping receipts. Carmelo Anthony said something. All you got from Carmelo was an okay, but Cameron, he said forget him. You understand? Forget Buddy. So um, and he said it with I think that obviously there's no beef, between Anthony Edwards and Cameron, but I listen. These guys trying to sell sneakers and merchandise. Anthony Edwards just lit up the playoffs. Pardon me. You don't think Adidas is trying to capitalize on this? And what better way than to name drop some people to cause some commotion? Cameron gonna say something, but at the end of the day, Cam got into the sports media world. I think this is what he wants, and this is the next evolution of his, career. I'm so happy that Cam, he's really a trailblazer, at what he did. He didn't come up with some podcast that you see all these other artists doing. He literally carved out his own lane, and now look where he is put in. He's like, I mean, he's in sports media, so people are and the way that him and Mace do, he didn't say nothing about Mace, but the way Cam and Mace do their content, they're very aggressive. They say what they want, Anthony Edwards brought that aggression to Cameron, and I'm pretty sure Cam is loving this. His show, it is what it is. People tune in daily, hundreds of thousands, millions weekly. Is tuned into it is what it is with Mace to getting their sports media content. Um, but Anthony Edwards, who knows what's going on? The AE twos are coming out, but I don't. That's not true. There's no for certain yet on the AE twos. When I seen that commercial, I started to think, oh shoot, are they coming out? Are they starting to work on his next sneaker? That's what I thought that was all about, that commercial. But clearly, I was a little bit wrong. Um, but at the end of the day, Anthony Edwards, he is just spectacular, and a lot of people, with Anthony Edwards, people didn't know that he was gonna basically be in this situation. Who could have, seriously, all jokes aside, who thought that Anthony Edwards was gonna be in the conference finals? He didn't even believe he was gonna be in the conference finals. That's why I'm saying he, in his post game exit meeting or whatever, he said that basically he didn't train like he was supposed to. But I'm gonna give you a clip of what was said.
For my receipts. Receipts? Yeah, I hear all the hate. Yo, Ed, Carmelo said, are you committed to really going out there and being the face of the league? Because they throwing that term around too loosely. Okay. Cameron said, to me, he's an all-star, but not a superstar yet.
So I'm not gonna say what Anthony Edwards said to respond, but it was the most lethal. So basically, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that's what Cam said prior to, him dominating, the Denver Nuggets. After they took out the Nuggets, you got to put Edwards. No matter if you hate Edwards, if you wasn't ready for his ascension, you have to evaluate your top 5 and your top 10, players. Anthony Edwards is in there. Just point blank, he's only going to get better. I think Edwards' impediment is going to be the people around him. I think they need to get another guy in there with him. I think Cat sometimes, pardon me, excuse me. I think Cat sometimes is not always on point. To be that star that Anthony Edwards truly needs. That's what people got to understand. Anthony Edwards is just, he's just going to, like I said, continue to grow. And to be honest with you, I want to get back to the Adidas. This is really the best flagship store to me that they've had in a very long time. A lot of people, when they go to get sneakers, they're not always looking in the Adidas section. They're not known, to be just the most dominant, but you got Anthony Edwards on your hands. I think that with the right marketing, with the right promotion, in the next decade, if Edwards is still with Adidas, listen, he should be able to move Adidas forward, because of his performance on the floor, his box office appeal, because that's what Edwards, to me, I think proved. I think people knew he could play. People didn't know that he could take his game to the level that he took it to. But at the end of the day, his star power, the way he took the podium, the way he was so, just like I said, he had the fans captivated. I think that was one of my biggest takeaways for Anthony Edwards. About he could be a box office star. I thought that he just couldn't. He wasn't box office. We all knew what he could do on the floor, but he showed a different level of appeal. And I just hope Minnesota could take care of him. At the end of the day, his running mate is Karl Anthony Towns. And you don't know at what point he might get tired of Karl Anthony Towns. If you ever hear this guy Edwards, the way he speak, he told Cat is a veteran. He telling you to stop effing fouling. You understand? So there's a young player talking to a vet like this. So you gonna bring that fire out you. And who's to say at one point that people ain't gonna want to play with him? Because I could easily say a situation where maybe in the future, let's say they don't continue to win. Let's say the season is not well. I could see Karl Anthony Towns saying, man, just get me out of Minnesota. This is his team, this is his organization. I could see all that happening. So I hope that they can all keep it together. But keep your receipts, man, at the end of the day. Next season, I think that teams are going to be retooled. I do think that Edwards smacked a lot of people by surprise this season, where nobody was ready for his ascension. Who thought that they was going to actually take out the Phoenix Suns, especially after the Phoenix Suns, basically dismantled them before the season was over. So I'm going to leave it at that, man. It's Flight Sports. Anthony Edwards takes a shot at Cameron from It Is What It Is. Let's get in the comment section and talk. It's Flight Sports.